Hey guys, so today I'm going to be making some beef stew. I've got everything that I'm putting in laid out, and the recipe I'm sort of going to follow, only because they've added stuff that I won't be adding because the girls don't like it. So I'll move you a bit closer and put me, whoop, I dropped on the floor. That's okay, I'll pick it up in a sec. Right, so we have diced beef steak pieces. So it's nice and tender when it's in the stock. Some red wine vinegar, miniature potatoes, courgettes, and spring onions. I need to pick up my apron because I dropped it on the floor. Right. There we go. Right, so I think the first thing it says there is to cut the onions and put them into separate bowls. So I'll do that in a second. I just need to fold my sleeves back so they're not in the way. Please excuse any noises coming from the living room, but the girls are actually in the living room right now. Right, so we have a stock pan, a jug, spoon to stir everything, measuring spoon, knife, chopping board. So I'm going to make a start by getting some bowls out, because we need to put the potatoes, the courgettes and the spring onions to the side once they're chopped up. Right, what else does it say? 2 cups of water. Okay. Why 2 cups of water? We're going to have beef broth, aren't we? Now let's have a look. Has this one got cups on it? It does have cups on it. So that'll be to here. Okay. That's about 2 cups, I think. Yep. Okay, so 2 cups of water to the back. 3 oxos, or beef broth, but I use oxo. They've got to go into this one. What I find easy is to crush them in the packet before opening the pack and crush them into the tub. That way then there's less mess as well. There we go. Set that to the side as well. Okay, so we're going to cut the potatoes up first. With the miniature potatoes, which are, I'll show you in a second, this big, we're just going to cut them in half. Let me bring you a bit closer so you can look down at the board to see what I'm doing. There we go. Lights. That's the back and that. And cut each of the potatoes in half. Very, very small ones like that. I might throw in whole, but I'll leave them to the side because they're very, very small ones. Let's get the rest out of the board. So come back here. Very, very small ones like that. We're going to keep out. We're not going to keep them out. We're just not going to cut them in half. Yep, that's a very small one as well, and that one. There we go, and the very small ones can just go in the top because they're too small to actually cut. There we go. Okay, we're going to move on to the spring onions. Remove the elastic and the tag. Top and tail them. Okay, there we go. They can go into a bowl as well. Oh, we lost a bit. Went on the floor. Right, we still have loads there. Some of them didn't cut right through. I don't think I hit the board when I put it through. No, I did. It just didn't come apart. Okay, now on to these goujons. The courgettes. I'm so sorry. Courgettes. And you have to cut these a bit thicker. So top and tail again. So I'd say probably about that thick. Can't tell you how thick that is, I don't have a measuring tape. And then cut them in halves. So they're like that. Stay there. Okay, ooh. I'm going to have to put those ones on top of the onions because there's not enough space. There we go. So once they're all chopped up, you can set them to the side. You can then remove the chopping board. Keep the knife. Oh no, keep the chopping board because we might have to cut some of these a bit thinner depending on how thick they are. No, actually I think they look, yeah, no, they're cut perfectly. They're not too big, that's fine. Don't need the chopping board in that then. So what we need to do is get the pan. So let's see. So it says here you need 4 cups of beef broth. That might be what that's for. But anyway, I'm going to pour it directly out of the kettle. So 4 cups is to the very top of this jug. Uh-oh. some out of this one. So you need 4 cups of beef broth. Stir this in so that all of the oxo cubes melt nicely. Set that to the side a second until I find out what I'm going to do with it. Done all of that. You need thyme. I don't have fresh thyme. I've got this mixed herb. So let's have a look. What does it say here? Season the beef. Oh well, the beef is already seasoned, so okay, so you dump it all into the pot apparently. Okay, I'm gonna go with what it says. Sounds a bit strange to me. I always thought you had to brown the meat off, but apparently not with this recipe. But then, that might be because it cooks in the meat for 2.5 hours. There you go, that's the meat in there. Oh, yeah, you apparently put the meat in and then put salt in. Okay. There we go. Let's go with what it says. And the herbs. Make sure that goes all over all of the meat, so we'll stir it around like this. Add the beef broth. And the remaining water. Okay, so I think I don't know what they mean by remaining water, but okay, I'll just put that in. That's fine, I'm not worried. And then you need 4 tablespoons of red wine vinegar. One, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I'm going to do 1 for luck. There you go. Only because this is a normal dessert spoon, not a tablespoon. Okay, so that's in there. Set that to the side. And then you stir the meat and all the salt and that around for a bit. And then it says cook for 10 minutes without adding anything else. Okay. Yeah, I guess because if you boil a potato for 2.5 hours, it'll probably come out as mush. So, okay, we've got to boil this for the first 10 minutes. On what temperature setting, please? 6 to 8. Well, mine only goes up to 6, so do it on 6. Okay, so put it on 6 and boil it for 10 minutes. It does say boil for 10 minutes and prep all the rest, but I prepped the rest first, so I'll just do clean up while I wait for it. So we need the timer on for 10 minutes. And we'll start it. And then we'll just remove all the packaging and put the packaging in the bin. And then we'll be back in 10 minutes. Okay, the timer's gone off. Once it's finished, after the 10 minutes, you'll see this weird brown like top on it. That shows that it's all boiled, because that's basically what's boiled all of the like the blood and everything out of the fresh meat. And set that to the side. Turn that ring off a minute. Then you need a separate pan. I'm going to do pretty much the same thing for the veg to go in, and then we add the meat. So we need 3 oxo cubes into a jug again. Oh, that one broke open. That's right, don't worry. It's fine. They're a bit hard, these ones are a bit harder to break. I don't know why they're a bit harder to break. They just seem to be a bit harder to break. Oh, that one did it. Okay. There we go. I'll put that in there. Then fill it to the top with hot water again. That's 4 cups, 3 cups, sorry, not 4 cups, that's 3 cups. I need the other spoon out because I still have that one in the mood. Let's get a fresh spoon out and stir it. Then add that to the second pan. Careful not to burn yourself because I just did. Then we add some sea salt. I'll put the amounts in the description. And with this one, this time you only need 3 for the second lot. 1, 2, 3. Right, what does it say here now? Skip down to here. So add all the vegetables and parsnips to this pan. Stir this all in. Then you add all of the vegetables. And the extra 2 cups of water as well. Well, I'm only going to add a little bit in a minute because I need to add all of this. I don't think my pan's going to be big enough for all of this vegetable. Oh dear. Maybe I should have got a bigger pan. I don't have a bigger pan though. That's actually the bigger pan over there. So you have to add all of these and mix them together. I can't mix it. I can't mix it. My pan's not big enough. May have added too many vegetables. I might have to break this across 2 pans, so I'm going to get another pan out a second so as I can put the meat into it, because you're supposed to add the meat to this lot. So I'm going to get a second pan out so I can transfer the meat to this pan. And then we'll go from there. So you need to strain it out. Strain out the other water. Don't use it. Just strain it out. Because you're just left with the meat. There you go. I'm going to leave that in the sink a minute. And I'll do it over 2 pans. I'm going to have to do it over 2 pans. So I'm going to get out my sieve a second. No, sorry, not sieve. The slatted spoon, so I can separate some of these into this one. Try and get a little bit of each. The courgette and the potatoes and the onions. Separate it between 2 pans like this. Yeah, that should do. We're going to need some more. Right, let me get some more oxos out a minute. Because if I've got to do it over 2 pans, I may as well do 2 separate lots. So I would say if you want to do a big amount like I'm doing, probably best to do it over 2 pans. I just realised that I didn't have a pan big enough to make a meal for 6. So we'll just quickly do this one. And there we go. Fill it up with the hot water. I'll refill that in a minute. Okay, let's put that bit of water in there. I'm going to add the herb directly to here. And the salt and the white wine vinegar. Sorry, red wine vinegar, not white wine vinegar. 1, 2, 3. And then we will put the mixed oxo in. There we go. Mix it all through, both lots. There's still more in that one than there is in the other one. So I'm gonna take a couple of the. There, I'll just take one more spoon out. That should do. There we go. Then we need to halve this between the two pans and add it. So I'm going to do one each to make sure I get it equal each time, I mean. There we go. Using up all of the meat. Then stir it through. Now it says something here about add all of the ingredients, reduce heat to medium high, so I'm going to have to turn it on to medium high would be, I'd say about 3, I think. Right, you have to add a tablespoon of flour and then keep mixing until it all goes in. So I need another tablespoon. Excuse me. There we go. I'll pull 2 out at the same time. Stupid. Right, so 1 tablespoon of flour. I'd say about that much. Sprinkle it over. And then cook and stir continuously until the flour is combined. Okay. Timber! Okay, so we're gonna mix it through and then stick it over the pan, over the heat. I think the flour thickens up the liquid. I think. And you've got to cook like that for 10 minutes, stirring occasionally. So we'll be back in 10 minutes to see how it's doing. We'll set the timer. Still on 10 minutes from last time. Oops. Now we do it for 11 minutes, that's fine. Okay, be back in 10 minutes. Okay, as you can see, the flour is all dissolved. So you stir it until all the flour is dissolved. And you add 1 more salt. And 1 more herb. Not sure why, but I'm following the recipe. Okay. Stir it in. And then leave on a medium high heat, which I think is 3 or 4. I've got down 3, and you let it simmer for between 1.5 hours to 2 hours. So we'll be back once it's simmered for 2 hours. Okay, so the alarm has gone off to show how the stew looks once it's simmered for 1.5 hours. We're going to stir it again now to make sure it's all nicely cooked through. I think it's nicely cooked through anyway, by the look of it. But see how much it's reduced down? We might be able to combine this into 1 pot now. Yep, yeah, see, some of it did stick to the bottom. That's okay, we will unstick it and put it in 1 pan. There we go, you can see how that looks now. There we are. So it's nice, all nicely made together. And that's now technically ready to eat. Let's do a little test on the sauce. It's quite strong actually. Get rid of that. Make sure it's all fully combined, so I'm going to mix it a bit more. And you can dish it up, and the good thing about this is once it's cooled you can also freeze it down. I'm going to turn the hob off. And that's the stew. Let's have a look at the meat. Give me another spoon. Go for a little bit of the meat from there. Yeah, you can see how nicely cooked the meat is. Some of the root vegetable actually overcooked, and it's we're just left with the skin. Get one of the actual root vegetables out. Here you go. You can see how nicely cooked that is. Yep, that meat's well cooked. Okay, I'm going to set that to the back. But that is the beef stew. And you can do beef, you can do lamb. I think you can do chicken as well. But I rather use beef because it's a lot stockier for especially the winter months. Okay. Well, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Good night.